The hard part about trading is not technical analysis. It's managing yourself, your emotions, fear of missing out, fear of losing, going on tilt, having discipline to not interfere with your trades. I've been trading every day for just about a year now. What I've found is like I know the setups, I know what I'm looking for. I know when I take a trade that's not in my system. That's not the hard part for me. The hard part is what you see today. It's when you don't want to lose and you're not willing to take risk and you can't accept risk, you interfere with the trades. Someone used a great analogy one time talking about blackjack, and when you play blackjack, when you put the money down, there's only two outcomes. You either double it or you lose it, unless you double down on it or whatever. And once the hand is starting to be played, you can't say, "Oh, nope, I saw your cards. I don't like this anymore. Let me take those cards. Let me take that money back." And that's essentially what I'm doing with my trades when I interfere with them. And I'm seeing noise on the 1 minute chart and deciding that, I don't like the trade anymore after I entered. And so one thing I've really been trying to do, and it goes to the upside too, when it starts to work out, and I want to take profit because I'm green, and it's like, no, like your take profit is higher. And, that's a nice little pop there, but you need to hold for continuation. Those two things are some of my hardest things, holding winners longer. And then, for me, it's not wanting to cut my losers. I want to cut them too early. I don't really want to let them run. There's only been a couple instances where hey, maybe I should have given that more room. I'm very quick to cut my losers and accept that I'm wrong, because I kind of have this self-doubting belief and limiting belief that I'm not good at this and I'm not going to be good. And those are the things that are hard in trading. And you need to enter what's called that flow state. Where you're detached from the money, you're just trading the system, and it's almost just robotic. You're not even really thinking about what could or could happen. You see your setup, you take it, and you move on. There's none of this emotional kind of baggage that you're carrying into the day. And I've heard people say just that self-awareness of knowing whether you're going to go to headspace or not is super big. And I kind of felt that I was in that this week, coming into this week, and felt like, hey, this might be a good time to chill out and not do anything. And what did I do? I did the complete opposite. I took trades every day. They were all trades within my system and relatively high probability in my opinion. And but I interfered with them, and that being not in that headspace didn't affect me taking the wrong setups, but it did affect my ability to kind of execute once I was in the trades. And the money thing, it's not changing my life one way or another, to the downside or to the upside at this point. And so the fact that I have such this connection to it is frustrating. I'm not trading on big size, and it's, I've got to let that go. And especially if I want to ever be, halfway decent at this. And but I'm not someone who quits either. I'm not, I've done bodybuilding for a number of years, and, I don't think I won a show for 5 years doing that. But every day would execute like I was going to be a pro, and I was, going to be a winner. And you have to act like one before you are. And it's the mentality I'm trying to bring into this, but it's super hard. It's super hard, just managing the ups and downs of it, and not, burning out. But like I said, I'm not a quitter. And the biggest thing for me is really trying to learn from these losses and these lessons. Because I feel like if I take a loss and, there wasn't anything for me to gain from it, then it's not really helping me improve. But if I can see a mistake that I made and correct it, then that's going to be beneficial over the long term. Sometimes it's just probabilities in your trade setups, and other times it's, clearly you interfering and making bad decisions. And so it's my job to try and figure out what those are, and then try to set rules around them to not do them again. But it's easier said than done. And the crazy thing is, I look back a year ago, I didn't even have a system. I didn't even have setups. And even 6 months ago, it was kind of coming together, but I was still, not executing it well. The break and retest, I would enter on the break. I wouldn't enter on the retest. I wasn't patient for that. I would, everything was a key level to me, and I would find trades in a lot of different setups. And now, once I know clearly that I'm taking trades within my system, I see that a lot of the mistakes are really just me. They're not, identifying the setups. And so really just trying to work and refine that, and create a higher win rate edge, and do better at my analysis of relative strength, and when the probabilities are in my favor and when they're not. But looking forward to a long weekend, good 4th of July with the family, and we'll come back, regroup for next week, and try to see if we can't execute a little better.